Okay, this says given the equation below, find dy dx. So we have an equation involving x's and y. So we're going to have to use implicit differentiation. Just differentiate everything normally. And every time we differentiate a y, something with a y in it, we're going to write dy dx. And then isolate those dy dx's. We'll use the derivative to find the equation of the tangent line at the curve. We have an x and a y here, 1, 1. So we'll just need the slope, and then we can find b. So the first thing I'm going to do is just differentiate this thing. So we have negative 27 times 5. That's going to be negative 135 x to the 4th. Plus, now this is a product here, so I have to use the product rule. This is going to be the first. The first I'm going to let be 7x to the 36. First times the derivative of the second. Derivative of y is 1, and then we write dy dx, plus the second, y, times the derivative of the first. 36 times 7, I just don't want to make any mistakes here, 252. So this is 252 x to the 35. Ugly thing, but plus 2y dy dx equals 0. I'm going to have enough room to do this here, but let's see. We're just adding across the top, so these brackets don't really mean anything. So what I'm going to do is keep everything with the dy dx on the left-hand side, and I'm going to move the terms without a dy dx to the other side. So I'm going to jump down here, actually. So the left-hand side is going to be 7x to the 36 dy dx, plus, this stays as well, 2y dy dx equals, now I'm going to add this to that side. So this is 135 x to the 4th. I added that. And I'm going to subtract 252y x to the 35th. So I have minus 252. I'm going to write it like this, x to the 35th y. Okay, now since both terms on the left have a dy dx, I can factor out the dy dx. Whoops. I'm left with 7x to the 36 plus 2y equals this thing. Luckily, we only have to plug in one here because we have all these ugly exponents. And lastly, to get dy dx by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by the parentheses thing. Sorry. So I have 135 x to the 4th minus 252 x to the 35 y over 7x to the 36 plus 2y. Wow. Okay, so there's our derivative. We already know that it's tangent at the point 1, 1, so we need the slope. So if I just plug in 1, 1 here, I get 135, plugging in 1 for x, so 135 times 1 to the 4th is 135, minus 252 times 1, so minus 252, all over 7 times 1 plus 2 times 1. Well, that's nice. 135 minus 252. It'd be negative 117 over 9. And this is negative. That's going to be 1, I think, negative 13. Negative 13. Well, that works out pretty nice. So there's our slope. That's m. So to find b, I just have to write out my equation of a line, y equals mx plus b, and replace mx and y with the values given. 1 equals negative 13 times 1 plus b. Add 13 to both sides, you get b equals 14. So my equation is y equals negative 13x plus 14.